Hey, what's up? It's Comic95 the Savior, and for this video I will be doing a 1000 subscriber special. So I will get to the questions near the end of this video, so if you don't want to hear me talk etc. about other things, I will try to insert some sort of time on the screen so you know where to fast forward to. But long story short, thank you guys so much for getting me here. If you follow me on other social media platforms such as Twitter and Instagram, I've kind of talked about this stuff before, especially on Instagram. I've always felt really self-conscious with talking about my YouTube channel, and most people that know me in real life, by most people I mean pretty much nobody, knows that I have a YouTube channel except for a few of my American friends. I've always felt like saying that you have a YouTube is like saying that you're an adult video star or something. It's just so strange to me, and I felt super self-conscious. And I actually had a time, as I mentioned before, on Instagram where I actually deleted everything on my YouTube channel. I privated a bunch of videos and permanently deleted several of them, which of course I now regret doing. And sadly, some of those videos have been scrapped beyond repair, where I can't even find the video, so it can't be put back up. For example, one of my first videos was a video that I had addressed towards Sega and asking them for what I want them to do instead of the Sonic Mania crap. So that was years ago. Before we knew what Sonic Mania was going to be or the name of the game, we were just hinted to the fact that we were going to get a new Sonic game. So that was some years ago. But yeah, it took me a long time to get to 1,000, and I'm still slowly growing, which is fine. I haven't been consistent with my uploads or necessarily the content on my channel, which, excuse me, I needed to cough. I'm sorry, my eyes are getting watery. Yeah, which is not quite exactly the way I wanted things to go, but again, I'm actually really happy. I feel super grateful that I've grown slowly because it allowed me to be more appreciative of subs, more appreciative of views and comments, as well as the messages and emails that I get from you guys all the time. So I constantly focus on the negative things on my channel, but I want to just address this right here. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of the kind things that you guys have said to me, both in the comments and in private. It really does make my day. I've literally had moments where I just felt like a total piece of crap, and I got a super nice message from you guys. I just got another email right now, somebody thanking me as I'm making this video, so thank you. Anyway, so I can avoid making this a 2-hour video. We're looking at an hour already. I want to quickly say that, for starts, I have just launched my YouTube memberships as of probably yesterday by the time you see this video, but we'll just say today. And YouTube memberships, in case you don't know, is basically an additional way for you to help support creators that you like, myself included. A lot of you guys like my videos, you watch them during your lunch break, they help you do, cleaning, chores, homework, you watch them while you eat your dinner, keeps you from feeling lonely, you get a good laugh, get information. It's like having some inside scoop as to what life is like in Japan. Some of you guys have been watching my channel and my information has helped you with coming to Japan, or helped you with your relationship, friendship, work, whatever. And honestly, instead of, how can I say it? I sometimes have people want to directly just give me money. Honestly, it would be so much more helpful, beneficial to both of us if you decide to become a member on my Patreon or sign up for a YouTube membership. For starters, it's cheaper than the amount that you probably were going to try to give me. And 2, you also get something in return, so you're not just blindly giving me $100 or $50. Instead, it is a way of you supporting me on a monthly basis, a small amount of money, and in return, you get some additional content that is not shown publicly on YouTube. So, what I'm planning to do with my YouTube memberships is I will be showing you guys deleted and scrapped videos and old footage that I just never used and didn't find it to be useful for Instagram, Facebook, nor my main YouTube channel. If you don't already know, my Patreon pretty much gives you updates as to what's going on in my day-to-day life throughout each month and normally each week. So you get more of a behind the scenes look, and I talk about stuff that I don't feel comfortable publicly sharing on YouTube with just any old body, but people that closely support me and are hopefully more understanding towards me. I'm more comfortable with talking about those things, such as my relationship, such as, in the future when I do have a family, etc. And of course, job-wise. I don't share as much of this stuff on my main YouTube channel as I do on Patreon. As for YouTube memberships, it's literally a cheaper way to get the same stuff, but instead of getting more recent things, it'll be more focused on old things and just random bits and pieces that I didn't choose to keep. So signing up for either is ultimately just a way to support me and not a matter of the content itself, because the posts will vary and so will the content of those posts. You might get a video, it might be a picture, it might be a status update, whatever, but it honestly allows me to continue to make more videos for you. Making videos isn't entirely free. It requires me to take up some of my personal time throughout my day. I'm losing money when I'm sitting here recording videos in the hopes of making more money. It also takes away from my personal time, you know, to date and talk to my friends, etc. So it's really helpful and beneficial to me. It provides me with a salary, and of course, if I'm making more money here on YouTube, I will invest more time to continuously create videos. My pay on YouTube greatly fluctuates. Sometimes I have very little money, sometimes it's a lot of money. So anything you can do is always super helpful, beneficial. And of course, if you don't want to sign up for a membership and just want to give, you know, a one-time donation, you can sign up for just a 1-month membership and cancel, or you can directly, you know, send me money via Cash App or PayPal, etc. But of course, I understand everyone's finances are different. I don't judge you, don't blame you. If you can't afford it, can't do it right now. If you ever can in the future, it's always appreciated. But in the meantime, I'm totally fine and super happy just by having you as a subscriber. I appreciate your support here on my main YouTube channel. So don't feel guilty if you cannot. But if you can't afford to do so, as most of my viewers are adults and do have jobs, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider signing up for a YouTube membership and or Patreon. Both of them together will cost you less than $10 US. So it's not super expensive. And again, I mean, I ain't trying to brag, but I might just be a little better than Netflix. So back on subject. Let's get to the video, the reason why you guys are all really here. Yeah, I just want to go ahead and answer your questions because I can talk forever. I've already wasted 7 minutes. So yeah, I took all of your questions directly. I wanted to just do 10 questions, but I have 12 here right now. So I guess I'll add some more like bonus questions myself to get started. So for those of you that do not already know, I'm from Chicago. I'm an American. My accent should have given that away. Not the Chicago part, but the fact that I'm an American. Because, yeah, nobody can ever guess my accent. Like, if I talk to people that are from, like, other places in the U.S., they normally think I sound Southern. If I talk to Southern people, I sound like I'm from the North Side. If I go to New York or somewhere, I have a Southern accent, or I sound like a Valley girl to most people, so whatever. Anyway, yeah, super confusing because my mom is from Los Angeles and my dad is from Chicago and my grandparents are from the South, so I kind of have, like, an interesting mix of dialect, language, whatever. So yeah, back on subject. The reason why my name is, and some of you guys don't know this because I noticed that if I search my username, people search it incorrectly. My username is Comic95 the Savior, and I do not spell savior with a U. I'm American. It's VIOR, and Comic95 the Savior, THE. I got my username idea initially Comic95 because I wanted to be able to play Call of Duty Black Ops without people knowing that I was a girl, back when I was in 8th grade. And then later on in life, once I finally got a PlayStation, when I got a PlayStation 3, I didn't want to change my username, but somebody else had already, you know, taken the username Comic95, unfortunately. So, again, I like the username because it was secretive. You don't know if you're playing with a guy or a girl. You would assume that it's a guy. Nobody's gonna think of a girl when you see the name Comic95. Sounds kind of cool, badass. I was born in 1995, so if you ever don't know my age, just do the math. For example, right now I'm 25 years old. Some of you guys, I saw a comment recently that I replied to, think that I'm younger than that, so thank you. Yeah, I'm starting to get old. Oh my god. I've literally cried on my last 2 birthdays. So I know there's people that are up to me that are way older than me, like, girl, shut up. Like, all of my friends in Japan, when I told them that, they gave me, like, the stank eye. Like, girl, we got real problems. My friends are busy crying about their 30th birthday because all of my friends, I'm younger than all of my friends, except for, like, my Japanese friends. I have some Japanese friends younger than me. But, yeah, like, they're all in their 30s. And so when I was talking about this, they were just like, please shut up. Like, we have real issues, girl. So I'll be there soon enough. As of the making this video, I'm an unwed Christmas cake. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, so I came up with the savior part because my favorite video game hence the hair, is Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. A lot of people took this as me saying that I am Jesus Christ or something. I am a Christian. I don't mean to be blasphemous, but I guess technically referring to myself as that does technically still make it blasphemous or whatever, because she's supposed to be somewhat of a god in the game, but that's not my purpose. I'm not saying that I'm saving you or I'm whatever. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you guys are creative, and I've seen comments of people thinking that, but that wasn't my goal or intention. It just was a cool add-on to my name. So yeah, the Comic 95 is just literally homage to the fact that when I was in junior high school, I really was like super into comic books. I got my first pair of name brand shoes, which was a pair of Superman Converse shoes, DC shoes, that I got from Journey's shoe store. I grew up poor, so like I always had Payless and Walmart shoes. I was super happy to get them, and my dad was really into comic books. He used to draw characters like Thor and Spider-Man and stuff all the time, so I've always been a sellout, I guess. I've always equally liked DC and Marvel, but as an adult, I would have to say I like Marvel more because, let's be real, the only thing holding up DC is Batman, because Superman sucks. But we ain't finna talk about all of that stuff right now. Yeah, I really got into it. I like the idea of like dressing like a comic book character, looking like a comic book character, and I've always like been a huge fan of anime, even before I knew it was Japanese. Back when I was a little kid, my first anime that I ever really got into watching was actually, I would say, Dragon Ball Z. I used to watch Sailor Moon too, but it was really more of my older sister's thing, but I got into it because they were watching it. But yeah, I didn't fully understand it, and my main reason why I got into anime was my brother. We used to play with the toys together. He would stop playing with me as soon as Dragon Ball Z would come on, so it kind of forced me to have to watch it, and I would just beg him to play with me again. So I got into it, and yeah, I know everything about Dragon Ball Z. I'm not a poser. I watched every episode, including GT, all of the movies. I know it all. So don't try to school me, gatekeepers. Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, long story short, my username is a combination of the Savior, who is Lightning, or Claire Farron, as well as a combination of my own original name, using comic for comic book 95, the year I was born in. Just mashed it together, wanted a unique username that again didn't have a gender tied to it, because we all know you play games online, guys will be easy on you because you're a girl, and they'll stalk you because they're like, oh my god, hot girl. And I'm no dummy. I know a lot of you guys like my voice, so yeah, that's that. I normally don't play games with the mic either, but again, whole nother story. So I just wanted to answer that because that's something that I don't normally get asked, but every once in a while I see somebody complain about my username. So also, my inspiration for my YouTube channel. Nobody asked this. This is my own question. I'm not going to lie to you. But my inspiration for my YouTube channel was actually channels that no longer exist here anymore. I used to watch this girl called Alafia. She had a channel that was, I think it was called Dear Life Japan or something. But basically, my whole idea for journals is a total rip from her. She didn't do journals like how I did. They were significantly more professional, but it kind of gave you a look into what her day-to-day life was like in Japan. They were generally no more than about 15 minutes long, and they were totally random videos, just her truly detailing what happened in her day. So she really inspired me to come to Japan. Unfortunately, she no longer lives here. She's back in the US, and she's changed her content, doesn't have a YouTube channel anymore, but I follow her on Instagram. She has no idea about me or my channel, but I'm a huge fan of hers, and I would love to meet her someday. So yeah, she's my inspiration for YouTube. The second channel that I really liked that also inspired me was Hannah and Japana, who also left. And likewise, just like me, both of these girls got a lot of hate despite the fact that they both kept it real about what their life experiences were like in Japan, and they did super simple vlogs, no fancy editing, etc. So those are the two people that I aspire to be like here on YouTube. Of course, my channel and videos are pretty different from theirs. If they see my stuff, they won't think it looks anything like theirs. But that's my inspiration. They're the reasons why I wanted to come to Japan, and they're the ones who encouraged me to create a YouTube channel. So yeah, that's that. Again, I follow both of these people on both Facebook and Instagram, so they don't have active YouTube channels. I think Hannah and Japana recently came back, but Alafia deleted her channel to my knowledge. So yeah, I was really devastated because I was happy when I came here. I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna get to maybe meet them, or I might run into them someday. But nope, they were long gone. Anything else I want to say? No, I guess that's really it. So let me go ahead and answer your questions, because yeah, this is getting to an hour long. Okay, so I'm going to take your questions directly from my community post. I have 12. So my first question I've made a list showing them all here on my computer screen. What are 3 or 5 snacks you miss from the US? Ah, good question. I don't, maybe I haven't talked about this before, but my favorite snacks, I'll do 5 because maybe I want more than 3. Reese's. But my taste has kind of changed. I've said this before. I find them to be too sugary and too sweet, but I still crave them. But then every time I eat them, like, I feel the sugar going straight through my teeth. So yeah, I love Reese's peanut butter cups. I miss Flamin' Hot. So Reese's, Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I would say Twix bars because it's really weird. Sometimes you can find them at the convenience store in Tokyo, but they don't have them here in Osaka or Kyoto. So I know somewhere probably sells them somewhere, but it's not something you can easily find. So I'll say Twix. Sun Chips. Really have to tie Crunchy Curls at Flamin' Hot. It's a Chicago snack, I think. But it's basically a hotter version of Flamin' Hot's Crunchy Curls. God, what could be number 5? Oh, peanut butter cookies. I really miss peanut butter cookies. So yeah, it's really weird. Since I've come to Japan, I don't really eat junk food that often. But in the US, I used to eat chocolate a lot, like a lot of junk food. Some chocolate that I did like in America, I can buy in Japan. For example, they sell Hershey's, which I didn't like Hershey's until I was in my late teens and I started working at Walgreens and CVS pharmacy. I used to buy like a ton of the Hershey almond bars. Those are really good. And I also like the cookies and cream, but they sell both of those here in Japan. So yeah, those are the snacks that I miss in the US. So if you guys ever, feeling a little generous, I would appreciate it if you sent me some. I would love to get a package with some Reese's and Flamin' Hots in them. Just don't jizz in the bag. Okay, back on. I don't want to give you guys any ideas. Please don't do anything nasty to me, and please don't send me a bomb. Okay. Oh my god, like that's my biggest fear. See, I'm sharing too much. My biggest fear from watching too much Forensic Files, I'm always afraid of like having a P.O. box and like somebody sending me a bomb in the mail or something. But technically I have an extra layer of protection because I'm in Japan. You're not going to get a package from overseas with something explosive or dangerous in it. At least I hope not. But that's another story. Let me stop cursing myself. Knock on wood. Okay. So, my neighbors probably heard that. Oh my god. Okay, let me stop. They're probably angry at me like, why would you knock on our wall? I knocked on my desk, but it's right up against the wall, and because it's by the sliding door, you can hear stuff that you normally can't hear right here. Let me get back on subject. Okay, question number 2. Has Japan's blame the foreigner disorder improved with regards to the sickness? It's not really a personal question to me, but okay, I'll answer it anyway. No, I actually made a video on this after this question was posted. Coincidentally, I had already recorded the video, so this kind of already got answered, but nope, it has not improved at all. As always, we're the problem for everything. They've actually been blaming us even more so for the increase of cases here, because pure, perfect Japanese people could never be responsible for spreading a virus. Number 3, would you be willing to do some kind of meetup with a sub or two if and when Japan reopens? Absolutely, I would love to meet you guys. Of course, I want to make sure that I am safe too, because it's kind of scary, like meeting total strangers. You don't know what they're capable of doing, and you want to have some sort of privacy. I don't want everybody to know where I live or anything, but I'd love to have like a public meet and greet, like we can have a picnic and like go to karaoke or something. Like that would be super, super cool. I would actually love to hang out with you guys. I get messages from people all the time saying, oh, I want to be your friend, I want to hang out with you, which, I mean, of course, I can't be friends with everybody, but I can definitely do a meet and greet. I would love to talk to people, but I mean, my channel is really small, so it'll probably literally just be a few people if and when they were to come to Japan, if and when I do have time. So I would like to organize something like that. I'll probably keep it Patreon exclusive, but we will see. I don't know. What motivates you to keep posting videos?
Hello, I like money.
What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next door to the original?
Money.
Money. I'm broke. I need money. No, okay, that's part of it. But to be totally honest, when I was younger, and even kind of now, I always had this dream of like being famous. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to just be like a socialite or something. Like I wanted to be known. And I feel like having a YouTube channel has given me that platform. I feel like I'm a mini celebrity in my mind. So yeah, like it's fun for me. I enjoy making videos. I love helping people. I love reading your messages. It really encourages me. And I feel really sad and depressed when I'm not making videos. Honestly, having a YouTube channel is a big part of what's kept me alive, as I've said before. It's given me purpose, reason, something to do when I feel lonely and depressed. It's given me money when I've had nothing. So yeah, like that's what keeps motivating me to post more videos. I want to help people. I want to use my bad experiences, the times that I've been played, I've been used, I've been abused, to shed light on these things and hopefully help other people get out of their bad situations, or to encourage them to go pursue and chase after their dreams and do things that they've always wanted to do. So that is what motivates me. Okay, number 5. What's the best Nicki Minaj song or feature? You know I'm a Nicki Minaj fan. Yes, I am. I am a Barb. I'm sorry, guys. What was I gonna say? It's always a hard question to ask. To be honest, even when I try to choose like a Nicki Minaj song like in my phone or like a karaoke or something, I can never decide. I would probably say Only is my go-to song. It's my favorite, especially since it has both Drake and Lil Wayne in it. Like, I don't think they've ever, like, the three of them have done a song that I didn't like when they're all together. So that's my favorite Nicki Minaj song. As far as a feature goes, that one's kind of hard. I can't answer that. All of her features are really good, and I hate to say this as a Barb, but I just gotta keep it real. I really hate that she does better verses when she does features versus on her own songs. So I swear I'm a true Barb. I'm not a hater. I'm just being totally real. I wish that like she brought that same energy to her own albums. So yeah, that's another story. I have to get back to you on that part because I literally I'm just reading off these questions. I didn't write down notes or think about these answers beforehand. But yeah, I would say Only is my favorite song. I kind of thought to say Itty Bitty Piggy, like the mixtape. I like that too. I don't know, for feature. Man, that's hard. Really, really hard. I can't think. I know everybody's go-to is normally like Monster or something, but I feel like she's done better verses in my opinion than that. Although that's good too. But yeah, I have to get back to you on that. I honestly do not know what I would say for best feature. Okay, moving on. Number 6, have you ever slept with a Japanese guy that was disappointed in bed? If you mean disappointed in bed with me, or disappointed in bed as in I'm disappointed with him? I don't know your question. So I'll just answer both of them. Have I ever slept with a guy that was disappointed in bed? So I'm assuming that you mean that he was disappointed with me. To be totally honest, no. But I have had sex with people before where like, this is TMI, I don't need to know my business, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I've had sex with someone before who it was very obvious that like the experience was not good, but it wasn't because of me. Let's put it this way. The person had a very small member and nothing could be felt. And it became super awkward and very obvious. And we both realized that it's time to go home. So yes. As far as myself, yeah, definitely. I've had sex with someone before where it was like, I hate to say this because how can I put it? I admire men that are honest and people that are virgins. I don't look down on them. But at the same time, from a girl's perspective, I want a guy that's masculine and that can lead. And I feel like in my experience, men who, even if you aren't a virgin, like you can have sex and be horrible at it, men who are a virgin or that have very little experience, it shows and it makes the act of doing it awful. So yeah, I've definitely been disappointed because I've been with someone that was, really tall, and not only was their wiener not to my liking size wise, but their performance was just absolutely awful. And all I have to say is, if I come bringing rodeo quality to the bedroom, I expect it to be in return. I want you to, like, do stuff, like, choke me, spank me, like, TMI. You need to know my business, okay? Let's stop talking about sex. Alright, moving along. What's your most controversial food opinion? That one's difficult. This isn't really controversial, so so to speak, per se, but I guess as a black person, being in Japan in particular, I don't like undercooked food. I like my food to be burnt, so I tend to overcook things like meat, which is actually cancerous and not good to do, but I like my food to be charred. So for example, if I barbecue, like go to a yakiniku restaurant, I can eat undercooked food. I've gotten used to it. My taste buds have changed from coming here. So for example, I can eat things like raw eggs, etc. But honestly, I like my food to be burnt. Black people don't normally like this stuff in my experience. But growing up, my family ate everything, except the only thing my mom doesn't like, oddly enough, is tomatoes. I love tomatoes. I love, I wouldn't say I really love it, but I don't hate it. If I have the option, I always add it. So I'll just say I love tomatoes, and I love onions, and I love garlic, and I love peppers. I always, if I have the option for anything, I always add everything. If I go to get like a sub sandwich, or I live in Chicago, so like we eat Italian beef, I want sweet and hot peppers. I love onions, so hey, my breath may stink, but at least I'm pretty. So yeah, I guess that's as controversial as it gets. Like, I don't think I really eat anything that's really weird and taboo per se. I mean, other than the fact that I'm greedy, I can eat a lot of food at once. But I don't have anything that's really controversial per se. Like, I can't think of anything weird I do food-wise. I think I'm a pretty normal person. I'm a great cook, by the way. So yeah. Number 8. I've actually answered this question before. Did you get married this December or next December? So I'm guessing you're asking if I will get married this coming December, as in next December. No, I will not. You can find out why if you sign up for Patreon. But yeah, I actually answered this on my regular YouTube channel before December of last year. I made a video back in November detailing what was going on with my dad's situation. In that video, I shared that I was not going to be getting married anymore, at least not for the time being. So yeah, will I get married this December? It's possible. I don't know. But as of right now, absolutely not. I'm single. I'm not married. There's no ring on my finger. So yeah, you guys have a lot of catching up to do. Number 9. How has life as an educator been post-pandemic? Is work a little more difficult to come by, or has it been more or less the same opportunity and stability-wise? So this isn't really a personal question, but again, like, I'll answer it. It's work related. Yeah, it's definitely changed a lot. For example, like having to wear masks and or shields, depending on what crappy school you're working for. It's changed doing things like teaching phonics. You don't think about this so much, but as a foreigner, naturally, because Japanese people are already racist, you look scary and even scarier when you're wearing a mask, especially as a black person. So add that with the fact that you're trying to teach people how to say words that are very hard for Japanese people to pronounce, and you're putting a mask on, which is muffling your voice. So yeah, that's not very fun to do. It's made it a lot harder to teach phonics and to help people with pronunciation. So normally at schools, they pretty much ask you to take off your mask when doing things like reading or teaching phonics, which is kind of stupid because, like, viruses don't say, like, okay, everybody, time out. She needs to take off her mask. Stay still, guys. It's not the way it works. So it defeats the purpose of wearing a mask if we're going to have time throughout the day where we take it off. But then again, you can argue that's true for lunchtime, too, because really during lunch is the time where there's the most saliva going around inside your mouth and people spitting and talking, etc. So I'm not going to get into all of that stuff. I ain't Dr. Fauci. We ain't about to talk about that right now. So yeah, basically, it's definitely changed the way work goes. As far as opportunities, yes, significantly. There's 2 different extremes. I find that there are significantly less jobs available, but the jobs that are available are significantly more desperate because there's also less applicants. So it's kind of a pick your poison, win some, lose some, kind of good, kind of worse type situation. I can't explain it. So for example, for myself, I've personally been having a harder time finding an international school that I want to work at that actually pays well, because all of the good jobs, everyone is keeping them right now. These are the people that chose to stay in Japan, didn't go home. The crappy jobs are hiring as usual, nonstop like crazy, and they are like super, super desperate to find replacement teachers, but they cannot. So there's definitely a lot of jobs available that I would say normally wouldn't hire you or myself per se, but because they don't have a lot of applicants to choose from, their standards have significantly lowered. So it's hard to explain. Yeah. As far as stability goes, I mean, of course, you want to keep these jobs, yeah, you can have them and keep them, but this isn't what I'm looking for. I don't want to work a job that is paying me 250 or 270,000 yen. Like, that's not great. Like, 270,000 yen is like the minimum I accept. And with that, it has to be a Monday through Friday job. I need to get off work at 5. They can't give me that. Nope. I cannot accept long term. And I only like international school positions. So I'm picky job wise. So technically it has shortened my job pool. So yeah, I can go into so much more detail about that. Let me move on. If you want to know more about it, ask me in the comments and I'll make another video on it. What else? What, number 10, I think I'm on? Yes, number 10. What career goals do you have after you finish school? To be totally honest, I plan to do more with YouTube. I really want to do some modeling and acting here in Japan. And aside from that, I don't know. Like, I've been working on a degree in nursing, but to be totally honest, I don't think I ever plan to really use that degree. I plan to probably just, get my foot a little, wet, step in, put my foot in the door so I can say I have some experience being a real nurse and learn what it's like just to have the experience of having a different kind of job and working in a different field. But I don't see myself truly being a nurse for life, but I can see myself being a teacher for life. I love to talk to people, help people, and teach people. That's pretty much the basis of my channel, is giving advice. So it's the same thing in real life. When I go to work, instead of talking to adults about things like dating and other inappropriate things, I talk to them about, education and about learning things and traveling and the importance of learning a new language and being nice to people and talking to people that look different from you. So yeah, I'm always teaching people, giving advice. I'm always learning myself too. So I guess my goal is, if I were to make it a simple answer, I want to pursue things like acting and modeling here in Japan. That is my goal for after I finish school. And that kind of brings me to my next question. It's kind of the same as number 10. But someone said, do you think you will ever start your own business other than your YouTube channel and blogs, of course? Absolutely. To be honest, that really got put in the back burner for a few reasons. One, this pandemic didn't help. And two, I had a lot of financial problems that caused me to basically have to scrap everything that I had planned. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that did happen, because if I tried to throw everything together, it probably would have completely failed through. I've also had difficulty, to be totally honest, securing a company that will work with me with renting a commercial building to have my own school, because I am a foreigner, and as you know, a lot of places are super prejudiced and they will not deal with you unless you are a native, born and raised Japanese person. And when they do work with you, you have to pay a lot of rent in advance, so it's a really messy situation. So I haven't given up on it. I do plan to do that eventually, just not right now. And my last question, do you study Japanese language, or are you learning via immersion? Very good question. Honestly, a combination of both. I mostly self-study at home by myself, and or I talk to my friends in Japanese. I have an active account on pretty much every dating site, so I get a lot of practice by talking to both Japanese men and women in Japanese, so it helps me with both reading kanji as well as learning how to naturally say stuff. I get a lot of practice through that. And then as far as the immersion part goes, absolutely. I find myself spending more time by myself doing things alone, whether it's going out to eat or going shopping, etc. So I'm always learning new ways to say things, listening to new, words, etc. Going to immigration by myself, going to City Hall by myself, just doing things alone. You really learn a lot by being by yourself versus trying to sit at home and cram in a bunch of reading and watching a bunch of videos on how to speak Japanese. So it's a pretty good combination of the two. I want to get back to going to school and taking classes again for Japanese language, which I stopped doing. I plan to start that up again because I find that to be really useful, because it makes me feel like I need to make sure I know this information so I'm not looking stupid in class. So yeah, those are the 12 questions that you guys asked me. But otherwise, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. If you have any more questions, you can ask them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them there or make another video. Again, if you have a really good question, like for example, if you're wondering, hey, I sent you an email, I sent you a DM with this question, why didn't you put it in the video? Your question was really, really good and it was video worthy, so I wanted to make a whole separate video for yours. So you're gonna have to wait, but I will answer your question. Yeah, that's it. Again, just thank you guys so much for giving me 1,000. Better late than never. I'm not at 2,000 subscribers as of this video, so it's not too late. It's still 1,000. Thank you so much for choosing my channel. Thank you for watching my long ass videos, and thank you to those of you that have already, sent me money via PayPal or Cash App, and those of you that have joined my Patreon. Even if you're not an active member and you no longer have a subscription, I'm super honored and grateful for the fact that you even thought of me as a creator that you wanted to support. So thank you so much. I know that your money is valuable. It's like, for some people, it's almost a whole hour's worth of work for you. I'm not saying to throw any shade. I've been in your position before. I used to work retail. I worked everywhere. I worked at Starbucks. I worked at Walmart, JCPenney, Old Navy. I used to be a photographer. I used to be a tour guide. I worked at Navy Pier. I worked at the Willis Tower in Chicago. Like, I did all of that stuff. I've been in your boat before, so I know how valuable even something as small as $4 or $5 is. I'm really, really grateful and thankful for you. Thank you for your kind words and encouragement. Thank you, for your laughs in the comment sections. I really appreciate it. And even my haters, thank you guys too. You guys have given me a thicker skin and motivated me to continue making videos and to not worry about what you racists and losers think. So thank you guys too. So yeah, that is that. Again, if you can afford it, I would really appreciate it if you would help support me. Again, the more money that I'm making here, the more time I can invest and money I can spend on both equipment, videos, and just stick around here more. If I'm not making money, it's not going to be worth my time to continue to make content here. I have to think like an adult. I have bills to pay. I live alone. I have to take care of myself. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. If you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And if you're watching this video and for some reason you didn't subscribe to me, please, please, please consider subscribing. It's 100% free. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you will watch another video and find it in your heart to support my channel personally. Thank you for watching. Bye.